was about to say, come on, tweet on out. Oh, excuse me. All right, we are up and running, folks. Hello, Internet. Back to hearing me yap about mecha shows on a Saturday because I don't know what else to do on Saturdays at the moment. I have an idea, and I just haven't committed it to it yet. But yeah, we're gonna do this. I got some stuff staged up to talk about. But first, I took a little time this afternoon between helping my dad put in a cabinet in their bathroom, or his and my mom's bathroom, and dealing with the fact that my dog stole one of my Soga figures off the shelf again. He does that from time to time. Only this time, he actually managed to break it a good bit. Unfortunately, it was the Zero Form Zeranos one I had. I managed to fix it for the most part. It still looks a bit banged up in the chest, but them's the breaks, I guess. I ordered some blue tack to like get the chest properly back on because he managed to shear the peg off of it, and also kind of get the head hooked back up properly because right now it's kind of like half attached because again one of the pegs is like sheared clean, so. Which, I don't know why he decided to, like, be upset and do that today. I feel like he only does that when he decides to be, like, upset and mad about something. And I'm like, what'd you do that for? Like, you went and got a ride to go get groceries literally before you did this. I don't know what's your problem. But yeah. But I did this. This afternoon. It was I've had in my head like what a wave 1 of a Zenless Galaxy wave would look like. And this is kind of like what I landed on in terms of a Photoshop. I'll probably like do a proper write-up to like explain my reasoning and thoughts on it. Bear in mind, I know nothing. And this is just me spitballing ideas here. You could probably rework these around a bit, but I feel like this is like the best format to get the most out of everybody. But yeah. Let's talk some shows and stuff. We're really in the things I don't have like hard opinions on. For the most part. Some of the stuff I do have some opinions on. All right, so kind of just lined up some stuff here in staging. So first and foremost is like Sin Duality Noir, which I've seen several episodes of. I cannot tell you a damn thing about this because it wasn't like a super interesting show, which is probably why I fell off after a few episodes. Because like, from what I remember, the basic premise is it's a post-apocalyptic Earth. You have folks who pilot mechs to go out and like salvage stuff to bring back to sell. in these little like camp areas. The main character finds a girl who can like hook up to his mech, because that's what you do in this show. So you have a partner that hooks up into the mech and like unlocks its like greater capabilities and stuff. And then like the plot goes somewhere from there. I don't remember. It seemed fine, but I'm not like the biggest fan of it. It feels like it goes like perfectly in the, I don't know, maybe like, I won't say no, but I'm not going to say yes, basically. I'm pretty sure this is the new Battleship Yamato that is like the core of Super Robot Wars V's adaptations. So basically this is in the future, Earth is on its last leg. In order to save it, basically a space battleship version of the Battleship Yamato is created to follow the coordinates set out by these aliens that landed on Earth, that have given them a map to follow to basically a device that will terraform Earth from all of the destruction and stuff it has went through to try to save it. And by extension, save humanity. This is like a new take on it that I think was a movie. It was either a movie or a series, I don't remember. But it was a new take on the old Battleship Yamato. That was probably like an older, like 60s, 70s anime. Now, I'm not familiar with V outside of like the one analysis. One deep dive video series I've watched that deep dives into basically all of the stuff in V along with what V does itself. But I kind of like what I was hearing about Yamato. I think I put it on a list of things I would like to watch that have like popped up with Super Robot Wars stuff. So I would not mind seeing it back. I think the only like problem is like, because of Battleship Yamato's setting and stuff, it kind of has to be a core series, since basically they have to go hopscotching the universe to like get the thing and come back and save the planet. So much like V, it has to be like the core, one of the core like 3 series that everything else kind of like revolves around. Which unfortunately makes it like feel probably too much like V, because again, that's the whole point of V. So as much as I would like to see it back, I don't know if we can bring it back without like rehashing V. There's probably a way. Someone smarter than me will probably figure that out. Majestic Prince. Hey, would you like a Sentai series? How would you like a Super Robot series that is Sentai coded? As weird as that sounds, because it's like, yeah, Sentai has super robots, right? And it's like, yeah, but this is like less that. Because basically here it's like, here's a bunch of enhanced people who have been shoved into primary colored robots that do not combine together, but are supposed to work together to defeat an invading alien species. That basically their whole thing is, we hunt humans because we wanna. This is like the long short of it. It's like, it's basically the Grongi's motivation from Kuga of just like, lesser species, we shall hunt them because we fucking can. But I've enjoyed Majestic Prince from the 2 outings I've gotten from them. They were one of the series in 30, and they're again one of the series in Y. I enjoy them. Y probably gets a little too excessive with the dunking on red, but they kind of are like well, the whole reason this team is able to work together because they dunk on red all the time. And I'm like, that's a little bit too much, but like, I still enjoy it. I don't mind it coming back again and again. Maybe not in like a third game in a row, because at least in Y, I'm already seeing like, okay, this is a lot of the same stuff I saw in 30 in terms of adaptation. So like, it's kind of one of those, I would not mind have Majestic Prince back in a couple games from now. Like, bring them back with like either Isekai Wraith Ranger or somehow by some miracle a fucking Sentai series. And kind of play off the idea of like, hey, they're primarily cutted. They're basically a Sentai. Knights and Magic. Was one of the shows I watched because of 30. I actually watched this when I still had Crunchyroll from when Futo PI premiered. I should tell you how it's been a while. But I watched Knights and Magic because I really enjoyed the outing for them in 30, because it was basically like, here's this guy who got isekai'd and basically got to like get a whole new life in a kind of fantasy setting, but they have giant robots, giant magic robots basically. And he basically goes, I would build cool giant back. They have giant robots in a fantasy setting. I love giant robots. I want to make giant robots. Because he's just a huge giant robot guy. So his entire, like, he dedicates the rest of his life to, like, learning how their magic system works, learning out how all of their stuff works. Through oddly through, like, the view of, like, coding, because he's a programmer. Hey, Charizard, how's it going? And then it's like, hey, I got to make cool giant robots. And that's just all he wants. It's just like, I just want to make cool giant robots. Like, I don't want to have to, like, you know, hurt anybody or anything insane and stuff. It's just like, I just want to make cool giant robots. So yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing Knights of Magic again. You're playing Time Stranger. I need to play Time Stranger, but I'm caught up in Super Robot Wars Y, so I have to wait. But everything I've seen from that game looks so freaking good. The demo I played was like, this feels really nice. It was like, it felt really nice to be back in something like that, because I played Cyber Sleuth Hacker's Memory, and I adored those games. And so, like, playing that demo was like, it's nice to be back in this. But also, they went budget. We've got budget now. We've got the budget to make this game look cool, because we figured out all of the under the hood stuff. Like, they figured out how to make those Digimon RPGs under the hood with Cyber Sleuth and Hacker's Memory. They just had to make them look really good. And they went like, all right, now we made it look really good. And it sold stupid amounts of money on Steam. Actually, let me look. Yeah, I saw all the armors. I've peeked the field guide to see what everything was that was in there. A lot of good choices. The Spirit Digivolution choices are odd, if you ask me. So I'm wondering if maybe there's a DLC connection there, but otherwise I'm just like, two of these make sense. The third one here feels odd. Feels like there's something missing here. Yeah, it's supposed to add 15 new Digimon. I don't think we know that. As far as I know, I don't think any data mine has said what they are. I think because of the pre-order Digimon, we know where they fall in the guide. I don't know about Ghost Game just because of the timing of when this game was in development. Ghost Game might have been too late for them to get them out in. Because I just point to Carney X talking about this, and I gotta agree with it, was like, from how this game is in development, it kind of does predate Hey Devil Spidey. It kind of like would predate them being able to put in Ghost Game stuff with probably a finalized roster. True. Maybe. That falls into the, if it is, that would be cool. If not, then that's fine. Digimon Ghost Game, that's like the last Digimon show before the current one that's out, which I have only seen one episode of because I have not watched much more. It was fine. Anyway, I wanted to check the Steam charts again real quick to see, like, has Digimon Time Stranger went any higher? No, unfortunately not. It's not. It didn't manage. No, the bond forms were out before Ghost Game. I'm pretty sure. Because their last evolution. Yeah, last evolution Kizuna was 2020. And also, why is... I don't know why Wikipedia was in light mode. Yeah, Ghost Game was like 2021. It was like a full... not necessarily a full year later, but it was like later. I'm also trying to remember when their producer left the project, because that would probably influence decisions on who got into the game. Granted, this is coming from me talking about the Super Robot Wars, where, like, that roster has to be finalized before they finish development because they have to finish up license rights or licensing rights and all that. But Digimon, that might not be an issue. Or that shouldn't be an issue. Yeah, the V-Tamer love again. Again, I point to Cardi X, who's like had a video of just like, Digimon we will probably never see again, and like 3 Digimon he named in that video 3 years ago debut in this game, basically. So like, But yeah, Kalismon, the entire Chokomon line. I forget what the third one was. There was something else in that video. It was just like, yeah, that got love. It might have been like something with the Olympus 12. Since, hey, it's the Olympus 12 game. But yeah, Time Sharer looks amazing. I can't wait to play it at some point. Anywho. I should talk about this tier list. Where are we? Expelled from Paradise. This is like a singular movie that, again, I watched coming out of 30 because basically it is humanity is in a digital world now because they have fucked off from Earth, and one of their investigators like uncovers deeper stuff about it. It seemed neat enough. It was like the most interesting thing in the world, but apparently it's getting a sequel in the next like year or so. So I wouldn't mind seeing it coming back, but like, since it's only like the one movie and they already adapted basically everything from the movie, it's like, I don't know if I want to see like a rehash of all that. think I'll put Yamato down there as well. Oh god, Cross-Ange. Guys, it's hard to talk about Cross-Ange. Because I could describe Cross-Ange as girls piloting mechs fighting dragons, and that sounds cool, right? So about those first 4 episodes or so, it's rough. It is a very rough, not for certain folks, basically. It's very squeaky. Very like, this is too much. And very much turns you off the show. Because I honestly actually tried. And I was very much turned off by after 3 episodes. Because I was like, this is way too much. Especially to start this show with. Like, I get it. There's a point to it all. But also, back it down some. Because everything else about that Cross-Ange is cool. I do like that we have an evil bad guy with Cross-Ange that I'm just like, look at how punchable this man is. I would enjoy dunking this man with whatever my biggest attack is, or biggest several attacks are, and like a final boss encounter. Because this man is like scummiest of the scum, and I wish to annihilate him. But V did a pretty good adaptation of it, from my understanding. X did not. But I would not mind seeing Cross-Ange again, especially in a game I get to play. So Gurren Lagann. If Glock was here, I would say, sorry that I dunked on Gurren Lagann, because the show does seem cool. Because we tried watching it back in the day for TGSR, and I was not into the first 2 episodes that we watched. But I'm like, I probably would be more into the show now. Of being honest. And I believe X did Gurren Lagann, but it only did the back half of Gurren Lagann that was after a time skip. And specifically, they did like the movie compilation version of it. Is where they pulled material from. Because Gurren Lagann is basically split in half, because you have the first half of the show, then you have a significant time skip, and then you have the second half of the show. The problem in adaptation for Super Robot Wars, at least with how they currently do things, because I believe Super Robot Wars J does both parts of this, because that game does have a time skip built into its plot. So if I remember correctly, in terms of like trivia notes and stuff, it's the only one to have fully adapted Galgaigar, or it might be the last one to fully adapt Galgaigar from beginning to end. Whereas everything else since then has only like done bits and pieces of Galgaigar. But with that time skip in play, it's a little hard to like work with Gurren Lagann. Because either you do the first half and you just never time skip, or you start with the second half, but that doesn't give you a whole lot of like play, and like kind of has you coming in having to know certain things a little bit. With X, they ended up doing just the second half of the show, but also they didn't do a whole lot with Gurren Lagann in Super Robot Wars X. But, like, I would not mind having Gurren Lagann show up. It's just this, like, I don't know how you work with Gurren Lagann, unfortunately. And then, like, Full Metal Panic, which is basically, Guy is assigned to protect this girl because she's got psychic powers or something. I don't remember. Shenanigans ensue. I feel like I would probably like Full Metal Panic, but I also feel like I've seen like the first couple episodes of it, and it's like I kind of bounced on the show pretty hard. So I don't know. Yeah, people dunking on all the Power Ranger stuff that came out today. God. Hasbro just going, we're going to cheap the fuck out on Power Rangers because we don't care anymore. If Hasbro is truly that desperate for money, they could probably make a pretty penny selling Power Rangers to Toei. Just selling it to Toei, selling all that stuff back to Toei. And being like, all right, you have full control of Power Rangers now. Bye. It probably won't end well, but I'm trying to think of where to put Full Metal Planet. I probably wouldn't mind seeing it like crossover material, but I'm not like super on board with Full Metal Panic. Grab some more stuff. I know Gunbusters is on here twice for some reason. I think it's like actually even the same poster. I thought there was two different posters for a second, but no, it's the same poster for some reason. Guess I'll grab Eureka 7. Because I recognize the name Eureka 7, but I have never seen a single episode of Eureka 7. I guess I'll just grab all the Macross. We'll just do all the Macross stuff. Even though I have only experience with, like, one part of the franchise. And I'm pretty sure it's the part of the franchise that people are not, like, super invested in. I'll put, like, Diebuster up here, because I'm not sure what Diebuster is, but I probably would be on board with it. Because I was on board with Gunbuster in T. I think that's the Majestic Prince movie, because there is a movie for the Majestic Prince. Also, I see Gundam Narrative there. Hey, Gundam Narrative, go in the bin. I had to run through your bullshit in 30. Fuck off. No. Never again. That's also Diebuster, I think. There's Macross 7. That's the one with the rock band, I guess. Also, the one they're making a Optimus Prime toy for. I forget the joke I made about that guitar in someone's comments. But I was kind of proud of it because I'm like, yes, this is Matrix of Leadership, but it's a guitar. I guess that's a Frontier manga? I guess there's differences with the Frontier manga? I don't know. That might actually be all the Macross on here. Yes. Wait, no. I'm pretty sure that is Macross movie. Yes, that might be all the Macross then. Okay. So, Gunbusters. I'm not super familiar with its original material for Gunbusters. I only know it from its implementation in Super Robot Wars T. But it's a giant mech that has a rider kick. And I only found out later that apparently it's an AU version of a tennis anime called Aim for the Top. And I'm like, all right, cool. Also, it's technically a Hideki Anno thing because he directed it. Honestly, I just thought it was neat. So like, I won't say no to Gunbusters coming back. I guess put that in the supplemental. I guess I don't know. I also have no idea what Die Busters is, but I know it's been in the Super Robot Wars game before. All right. 1 second. I have to... get KH2 rando set up real quick. Because Tommy sent me the seed stuff. So I have to generate the seed. So 1 second. I might run it without tracker because for some reason, while I had a crash the other day when I was testing, I didn't have a crash today, and I did play it about the same amount of time. Hang on. I always, like, scroll right on past the mod manager. All the time. Build on real quick. So I want to just make sure it's going to build it real quick. Shouldn't have any problems. Like I said, I tested today and everything seemed fine. So we'll see. I feel like I might run without tracker because I was running a tracker when I was testing before and it crashed. But I was running no tracker this time and everything seemed fine. And I was like, is it the tracker? I feel like it's the tracker. Anywho, I have no idea what Die Busters is. All I know is it's like main girl here doing cool shit, I guess. I don't know. It's been another Super Robot Wars game. Sure. Sure. Hell yeah, let's go. I don't know. I won't say no. All right. Eureka 7. I don't know a goddamn thing about Eureka 7. All I know is it's one of those animes that you probably have heard the name of and is probably important for a reason, but man, I got nothing. I don't know what the hell this damn thing is. Also, we got a Soto blog, so 1 second before we get into Eureka 7. Soto blog. There's machinery and injection and the blue one, the bare blue one that's in wave 1. So wait, so 5 and 6 just have parts for them. But we don't know what else. Interesting. Okay. I'm a little confused because it's like they say 5 and 6, but they only show 5 here with the stuff for both of them, unless we're getting the body again in box 6. So that seems to be all the Soto information. And then Gashapon, or not Gashapon, technically it's Candy Toy. Capsiums. It's one of the main green ones. High Fang Joker. Hazard Build, Knight, Buffa, and Legend. Okay. Interesting. Anywho, that's the blog. That's all the blog had. Oh, good. Someone else is confused by them saying 5 and it's in 5 and 6, but they only show us a picture of 6. Early show us a picture of 5. It's just like, that seems weird. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to make of Eureka 7. I'm kind of just like, you know what? Fuck it. Put it in a Super Robot Wars game. I think again, because I think... Let me see. I think this has been in one. Yeah. Has it only been in like one? Was it only in Z and then like never again? Until like Cross Omega? Okay, you know what? Sure. Throw that shit in the new one. Alright, Macross. The thing with the fighter jets that become robots that can do a half transformation. It's called the Gearwalk mode. And they've got idols that do music stuff that is plot relevant. Ah, we're getting the green sets next week. Nice. So, I've only seen Delta, which is NT. I saw all of Delta like a while back because I don't know. I think I saw the opening at one point and I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'll track this show down and watch it. And then watched all of it. Basically binged all of it. It was like, that was a pretty decent show altogether. And then because of T, I've watched the 2 movies related to Delta, which the first movie kind of acts as a substitute for the series a little bit, because it kind of like hits all the major plot points of the series in a more condensed like hour and a half, basically. It kind of plays better for the most part than the series. I say for the most part because I think the series still has some stuff over it, since it was like longer than like an hour and a half. Oh, box 6 is just the rest of the blue set's body. Okay. Sorry, distracted by Soda Pop Discord talk. But yeah, you have that one, and then you have the second movie, which acts as a sequel to technically the first movie, but you can also probably take it as a sequel to the series, because they both basically follow up on the same key events. And I give that second movie credit for pulling the trigger on basically a thing about that series. Being like, yeah, the Windmeres have basically half the lifespan of that of humanity, basically. Like, they go out, they have about a 30-year lifespan because of genetics, more or less. That's just how their species is, and having one of the main characters being a Windmere, you can basically put 2 and 2 together on that one. All the credit for pulling the trigger on that one. But I've also enjoyed Delta NT, or not NT, NY. Freya is been a wonderful bounce off of Soletta at times. All of Volkir, which are the idol group, attached to Delta Flight, which are the fighter jet folks, all have nice little interactions with all these different characters. Delta Flight themselves also have really nice interactions with a whole bunch of people. Honestly, just the Delta cast in general are just do really cool interactions and stuff with them. So like, I will not say no to Delta showing back up again. Especially if they decide to like pull a trigger on doing the second movie in terms of adaptation. I don't know how they'll handle the end of that movie in adaptation for a Super Robot Wars game, but that's kind of the fun of it. But I would love it. But I would like to see what they would do with that. As for the rest of Macross, I don't know. But I don't think I would be able to really say no, because I'm like I tried to watch Frontier. I think I got a couple episodes in. I kind of just fell off just because I don't think I was in the mood for it. But like the rest of Macross seems cool, especially this one. I don't know why, but it's just like guy with a guitar rocks out and like battles people because he's like, it's just like Rock Band but fighter jet robots, and like that seems cool. So, like, I'll be honest, like, the rest of this can go on, like, sure. Like, it's not, like, my immediate, like, yes. But, like, if you put it in there, like, I'll give a hell yeah for that. So I'll just slam the rest of Macross here. Just because I don't know what all of the rest of this Macross really is like, but I won't say no to any of it. What do we have left? I can probably talk about Double O. Is Double O's movie also in here? And I guess I'll talk about this as well. Oh, look, there's Delta again. I guess it just goes there. I guess any duplicate ones of like stuff I want, I'll just put the supplemental in there because I don't know what that's supposed to represent in this. That's probably Double O's movie. We'll go with this for now. And now a question I see in the SRW Discord makes me go, let me check the collectibles real quick. Because I'm... Okay. Zets 2 got delayed to December. Okay. I was wondering because someone said it was like, now it's coming out in December. I'm like, did it get delayed to December? Because I've not paid attention to release dates at the moment. But yeah, okay. Gundam 00. God, I know people adore Gundam 00. And I can understand it as well, because this is also it's basically the Gundam show where all the Gundams can clock up. and do big super speed moves and stuff. And I'm like, that's cool. And I'm going to be honest. The Exia is kind of cool. And that's probably coming from like Build Fighters viewer where oh, I can't remember his name, but like the main rival from the Build Fighter series, his main mech basically was Exia. It was like a proper red Exia, and I'm like, yeah, no, the Exia's cool. And like the Quantum, it also seems really neat. But as for the show itself, like, I tried to watch 2 episodes of 00. All I came out of it was like, this guy joined up because he's a war orphan to this group of people that have Gundams and have basically told the world, you want to do war? You got to fight us first. Like, otherwise, you got to talk your shit out. If you want to fight a war, you have to beat us first. Otherwise, talk it out. But then, like, there's this one group of people who see all this goes down, and the main person of it goes, I want to fight the Gundam. That sounds cool. And then there's another group of people whose main guy is like, oh, I want to fight the Gundam. That sounds cool. Because, like, God, everything else about the show was like, I was so bored. I was so just bored of everything else that was going on in that show. And I'm like, I don't know if this, like, if the show, like, hits a second gear once, like, anyone starts getting competitive in a fight, since, you know, the main cast are in Gundams and everyone else is in not Gundams. So the balance of power is lopsided, to say the least. But, like, I don't know, maybe if I get to experience it, because V apparently did, like, basically post-series 00, because it had the Quantum. It got to really show off the Quantum, because the Quantum is only from the 00 movie, and it didn't get to do a whole lot of the 00 movie besides, like, show up and talk to the aliens that were invading. But, like, I won't say no to 00. Requiesca NG. As far as I know, this show is trash. Or not this show. This set of movies is trash. This is like the worst of the worst when it comes to the Gundam franchise. Like, you don't get worse than Requiesca NG. And I'll be honest, I don't particularly care for the Gundam design either. That's the only thing I can really say. And I'm just like, that sure does look like not a Gundam and like anything else but a Gundam. So, like, I don't know. Like, I won't say no, but you're not going to get a yes out of me on Requiesca NG. I'm going to pull this up here. Oh, that's a seed thing. I'm going to see if there was something else associated with that. I feel like I saw it. I have to see if I can find it again. Maybe I did. No, I don't think I did. I'll also throw this up here. So, I'm pretty sure this is supposed to be the Crossbone Gundam. I wouldn't say series because there is no Crossbone Gundam series. I think there's an F91 special, which is the show, the thing that was supposed to lead into Crossbone. Not necessarily lead into. It was made first, and then Crossbone was made to a sequel to it. I just know it from T as basically, this is the one Gundam show where the heroes are space pirates, basically. Who are like, we're going to take on the identities of our girlfriends so we can go fight the group of people that want them dead so we can protect them. Also, we're space pirates, basically. And I'm like, you know what? This sounds cool. Also, like, the Crossbone Gundam is just neat. The Crossbow Gundam is honestly pretty cool. I'm not going to lie. Like, let me see if I can... Like, look at this. This looks cool. I think this is technically a costume of it. Like, this is like usually the proper kit and stuff. And I'm like, look at this. This is cool. So, like, I'll be honest. I won't say no to any return of Crossbone. Like, please give me more Crossbone. Nashiko. It's one of those times where I'm like, I've only had experience with its movie. And its movie basically is just like, what if we put our characters through bullshit just to have them come back together so they can have one more adventure for, like, no good reason? And that's, like, Prince of Darkness, which is apparently the sequel movie to the Nadeshiko series. But the Nadeshiko series, I think I tried to watch a couple episodes of it, and it was another one of those times where I'm like, I'm either not in the mood for this, or I just wasn't feeling it, and I bounced off of it pretty hard. But it's, like, super, I think, like, meta, basically, in some respects. But, like, I like the interactions some of the Nadeshiko cast got to do with characters that were in T. So like it won't be like a hard like yes, bring this back, but I won't say no to like it showing up again because I think it would be fun to see those characters interact with other characters. Yeah, we're in a lot of stuff now that I'm just like, I don't know. I might be finishing this off stream. I'll probably have a last couple things. Let's see. Zeta. I don't know. I haven't really cared for anyone. Really hard cared for any of the Zeta stuff across like the 3 games I've played. I'm trying to be like, which one of these is like original Gundam? Or no, okay, no, we've already covered original Gundams, so I guess we're good there. Oh, there's more original Gundam. Fucking no, please. Like, we have G-Quox, and even though I'm not, like, the biggest fan of G-Quox, like, that can take the original Gundam slot, since it's basically supposed to be a follow-up to original Gundam. In, like, an AU sense. So, like, fuck it. Let G-Quox take the original Gundam slot, because, like, I don't care about Amuro and Char, and their will they, won't they, just fuck already. Like, rivalry, butting heads. There's another original Gundam thing, I'm pretty sure. Like, I just don't care. Also, I'll be honest, from a gameplay sense, all of the Zeta cast members, they just throw on there whenever, like, Zeta's protagonists show up. They all fucking suck. I've never cared about any of them. I've never had a desire to play any of them, and they all are in stuff that just sucks. Double Zeta might be neat. I might have been up on it when I was playing T. I'm not sure. It kind of got pulled in with Zeta. I think maybe Double Zeta on its own pulled away from Zeta, maybe. But that's like the most credit I'm willing to give it at the moment. I don't know what this is. But it will go there. I'm pretty sure this is an original Gundam thing. I don't know what this is. That looks like an Amuro and a Char. Bin. Amuro and Char again. Bin it. I'm being mean to the both of them for like no good reason, but I'm like, I don't care. Is that another Zone of the Enders thing? I guess I can go with the rest of the Zone of the Enders stuff, wherever that is. Well, I guess I can go here. So that might be supplemental. I don't know. I wish I could have more to say about Seed. But I really don't after I'm continuing to play through it on. And why? Because, like, the only person who's gotten focus is Shin. And I'm like, I like his interactions with Domon and the rest. But I also know he's just a big old shithead in his own fucking series. So I'm like, I don't know. It might be hard for me to get invested in Seed. I also have no idea what the Seed Astray stuff is. So I guess, like, that can go in the I don't know, and I guess this can, like, go with the rest of the Seed stuff of fucking I don't know. I'm pretty sure that's another Brave series. I'm gonna put that here because I'm not sure. I don't know if that's the one showing up in the DLC or not. Oh, there's F91. There's like there's the rest of the crossbone stuff technically, so like we'll go with that. Yeah, there is nothing else here I have a hard feeling on outside of... There's a whole lot of Mazinger stuff here. Like, I won't say no to any of this Mazinger stuff. There's a G-Witch thing here that I don't know what is. Because that is the G-Witch logo. But I have no idea what this is. I think this is some other, like, spin-off manga. So, like, I guess supplemental for that. Because I don't know what it is, but I won't say no. Yeah, I don't have any more hard opinions on anything. I have tried to watch a couple episodes, or watch a episode of Patlabor. It was kind of okay. I wasn't feeling it. I might try it again sometime later, because I'm like, this seems up my alley at least. Yeah, because I know, like, the Dumbine stuff is here, the Elgheim stuff is here, and then, like, I don't know, across like all three games, like any of this Dumbine Elgheim stuff, it's just like I've bounced off of it because I'm just like, I don't particularly care about any of you, even though it's like you're clearly meant to be some kind of like super robot version of Star Wars, kind of. Look, they got fucking lightsabers in like one scene I've seen, and I'm like, I'm pretty sure y'all are supposed to be Star Wars, kind of. Yeah, that might be all I've got. I'll probably sort the rest of this off stream. And then, I don't know, I'll post the whole thing on Blue Sky. Which leaves me going, what the fuck do I do on Saturday? Pre-shows now, and I might return to Gungeon. I don't know. I kind of feel like going back to Enter the Gungeon and like running through that game. I think I'd probably be starting fresh, save file wise, which would probably work because it's been like forever since I did Gungeon. Like, I have not hit it in the archives I've been putting up, and that was oh, that's fine, Double Spidey. Hey, you never have to apologize for lurking. If you wish to lurk here, you may lurk here as long and as hard as you desire. I especially say that because I basically lurk in every fucking stream I follow. It's more of a what I would like to see in a Super Robot Wars game kind of tier list. Been working on this the last like couple Saturdays. This is probably the last of the doing this on stream, and then I'll post the rest of me sorting through this on Blue Sky. I don't know, like tomorrow or something, because I've got no hard feelings on anything that's left here. Oh god. That might, I don't know, like, with all the different licenses and stuff like Super Robot Wars games have to mess with, I don't know if they would be allowed to, like, completely invert everything. That's a lot of people to get on board with a shattered glass concept. I don't know if that's possible. I don't know if it's been done yet, but that might be almost impossible to pull off because of all the different companies and folks you gotta get to agree to be like, yep, your heroes are villains and your villains are heroes now in the story. Yeah. I was going to say, I think they tried that with G-Quox, but that's not really the point of G-Quox. Not really. Can we not? I will say, it wasn't Super Robot Wars, but it was the most recent Gundam mobile game, G-Eternal, which is their SD Gundam Tactics series, basically. I'm willing to give Gundam X a shot. I need to sit down and try to give it a shot. Like, as you can clearly see from the very little Gundam representation up top and the very heavy Gundam representation that is in the I don't know and fuck off categories, I'm a fake Gundam fan, I guess. I like basically 12% of the franchise, and everything else I've either bounced off of or been like, no. Look, people love Wing. You could not pay me to watch Wing. Like, people adore that show. You could not pay me to watch that show. It is basically the same deal with Kabuto. You have to donate a significant amount of money to a charity to make me watch Gundam Wing in full. Like, a very significant amount of money has to go to a charity into the cause of making me watch the show. or as a, not to the cause of, but like, you have to donate money to a charity to make me do this. And it has to be a significant amount of money. Now I'm trying to figure out which Netflix show you saw the trailer for. Because there's technically 3, but they're a trilogy? Is that the first one? Bleh. See, was Siege the first one? I think it was. 1 second. Okay, no, yeah, that is the... Okay, that is the first season of it. Alright, cool. I saw all of this. I have purged most of it from my mind because it's like, that was bleh. That was very dull and interesting. I think my dad tried to watch it and he was just like, well, I'm bored. I'm like, yep. Because, like, I think Siege might have been fine, but, like, this was not particularly good, and this was really not particularly good, especially as a Beast Wars fan, of just like, oh, look, them trying to hit me with the beats of Beast Wars and be fucking bad at it. And also, look at Primal, not be Primal. Because I don't understand why they keep trying to make Primal, like, be this kind of, like, leaning into his, like, bestial instincts and all of that. I'm like, no, that's not Primal. You know who Primal is? He's basically fucking Picard. If not Picard, he's basically a captain of a Star Trek ship. That is Primal's personality. He is basically the captain of a starship in the Star Trek universe. That is how he operates. That is how he works. Stop trying to make him anything else but that. Stop it. Well, the thing is, there was no Prime in Beast Wars. because the Maximals are descended from the Autobots by like several thousand years. There is no Prime, but Optimus doesn't exist in the Beast Wars continuity. Oh yeah. So yeah, there's that. But yeah. Yeah, them speedrunning Dinobots like entire character arc, which like they did such a shit show job of it. And like have him barely interact with Rat Trap and then try to like spark that partnership, that relationship they had right there at the end of season 3 with Dinobot's death. I'm like, fuck off. Don't pander to me in this way. Don't you dare. God, no. Like, the SRW team is known for trying to fix things. I don't think there's fixing this. Because you know how you fix this? You just do G1 Transformers. You just ignore this and you just adapt G1 Transformers. You don't fucking bother with this show. You especially don't bother with the Machinima series. Like, you just do G1. Even better, you just do the movie. So that way you can fight Unicron at the end of it all. That would be like 12 times better. But yeah, as I said, like the Gundam stuff, you see how yeah, I have binned basically like 2 of the popular, or like one of the most popular series, the original, and then like 2 others. Yes, but and that a lot of that also comes from like being a Build series fan, where like a lot of this shit does show up in the Build series as being used by other people as custom mechs, and you know what? That works. That makes me like it. But like, I like the Build series versions of it. But I also acknowledge like getting the Build series outside of this show, or not that, outside of like this show, is like an incredibly difficult process. From a writing perspective, because it's like, yes, how do we write characters interacting with other characters who basically have the script of their shows in their hands? Hmm. I forgot what to do while I wait for Tommy to hop on. Maybe I just do boot up Halo. I guess I don't have to put in an article that I was going to put in. Because a report may have got misconstrued about the use of AI at Halo Studios for the development of their next Halo game. And I go, I'm not surprised in either direction of this, but also I have no faith in them. If only it was just the use of Contra. Not Contra. Why did I read that as Contra? Cortana. Brain. That's not even AI. That's just an old like side-scrolling shmup series. Brain just went brr right there. Just like, no, I don't acknowledge Cortana AI nonsense. But yeah, the original report was that like Halo Studios was using a lot of generative AI in all of their development of the next Halo game, and I was like, that's not going to end well. But then it's like, oh no, that report got misconstrued. I'm like, I don't care at this point. I was about to say, the Halo, where'd you go? Oh, had it. I was about to say, how did that go? Hello.
Hello.
I guess I will just back out and just not play Halo. How would I proceed? I don't know. I don't know what to do with Chief, to be honest.
As much as I get Chief is the face of Halo, why does it have to continue with Chief? Why can't it be another Spartan that was put through some of the same stuff that he was?
Basically.
We know Halsey did it with more than just Chief. So
Yeah.
why do we have to keep pushing with Chief?
Yeah, I don't
Not
know.
necessarily replace Chief, but more expand the universe.
Mm-hmm.
It's the franchise is called Halo, not Chief. I mean,
I just feel like
that would be one of those, like, saying, like, okay, in all honesty, that'd be like saying the Mario series, even though yes, it is fully Mario, we're calling the entire thing Mushroom Kingdom.
mm-hmm.
Not every story takes place there. Why do we have to pigeonhole into one thing? I didn't use Zelda for the simple fact of it pretty much is same beats with different story kind of deal every time.
Which is the point of that franchise.
It's on par with like how Final Fantasy is. Also, I literally had this running earlier.
And
Why are you being like this?
It just decided now.
EGS has to be the problem.
I'll review.
Yeah.
That doesn't surprise me.
That doesn't me either.
Honestly, I feel like at Halo at this point, you know how you continue forward with the franchise? You give us someone new to fight that isn't the Covenant or the not Covenant.
I hate you so much, EGS.
Like, that's just how I feel at this point. It's like, we cannot keep fighting remnants of the Covenant. They are gone now. You know what would be more fun? Fighting alongside those same Covenant factions now, because the Covenant is gone and those people are on our side now. Because basically the people in charge that told them, hey, we're doing a totally cool thing. You cool with that? Are gone. Like, that'd be more fun.
I don't know if that was me or you, but jeez.
Might have been.
Discord did not appreciate everything right there for a hot second.
It might have been me. I see the tiniest of frame drops.
Okay, everything is not on fire. We're good. Were you on 3.1.2 or no?
I was on 3.1.2.
Okay. Something weird happened and it refused to let me generate a seed when I updated. So that's why I was like, you might have to clear everything if you update because yeah.
That's weird.
It acted like it couldn't find one of the hash images, even though I went to the location where it was having the problem and it was there. So I'm like, wipe everything, try again. That wound up being the answer. Wipe everything, try again. Because when I pasted the seed that I had, after I wiped everything and tried again, it was like, I don't recognize that one. That's not a valid seed. I'm like, oh. You combined things between versions and didn't appreciate that. Noted.
Of course.
Also, I should have already knew that I was going to have to reset up all the audio stuff. I don't know why that surprised me there. On the wrong one, ain't it? Or is KH2 playing in the wrong one? God dang it.
I might not have... Oh, I might have a tracker, but I might have it auto-tracking. Because I have a sneaking suspicion that might be part of my problems. Because I ran no tracker today, and I had no crashes. But I run a tracker the other day, and I get random crash out of nowhere. And I'm like...
Which...
This is entirely fresh.
When you were doing that, though, wasn't that the AP tracker that you were using?
Yes, actually.
The one that I made, though, right? Not the other one?
Yeah, the one you made.
That doesn't connect to the game. It can't. Electron doesn't have that ability.
Oh, okay.
That's kind of why I was like, that one shouldn't have been the problem, but it could have been it was using too much resources. So it could have actually been a completely different issue there.
Yeah, I'm gonna run it.
I will fix these two later. I've got the 3 we need for tonight, so.
Yeah, I'll run a tracker, but I'll manually update it if I feel like it, especially since we're only doing bosses basically.
Yeah. That. We're gonna do. I'm gonna get mad at myself because I'm gonna have to fix this next time. I already see this coming.
Alright, that should be set up good on my end.
You don't have the objectives tracker up though.
I wasn't thinking about that. Yeah, I need that. AP tracker. Objectives tracker. Where are you?
All you gotta do is hit options and then objective tracker.
Oh, and
Yeah.
Oh. No objectives to load.
You haven't loaded the seed.
I thought I did.
You gotta load the zip into the tracker.
Okay, there it goes.
Apparently, don't mind us, as at least one of us is trying to relearn how to do non-AP.
Yeah.
Boy, that is huge.
Yeah. I don't know why. It's not that big on my end. Oh, damn it.
You. Don't want to capture cursor either.
It was not very high because it was not very good. I think it was a... Did we do 3 on it?
We didn't have the same score.
Oh, right. I think I went lower because I ended up in laser hell and was like, fuck this. This game's trash.
Oh yeah, you totally went lower.
Oh, I did 4, you did 5. I also went in and broke up all of my ties. With quarter to 0.05 of a point, depending on where it fell within the range it was in. So is it all first visit objectives? I say that indoors on here?
One Thresholder.
Hydra, Barbosa.
No, Grim Reaper 1 and 2 are both. No. Yeah, Grim Reaper 1 and 2 are second visit.
Okay. I looked at that and I was like, is that fucking Earthshaker?
If you hover over it, it'll tell you.
Okay. Group 2, Hostile Program, Roxas, X. Zemnis. I guess Zemnis in general. Fair.
You know what's weird though? Every seed that I have generated, because I've done 3 of them with these same settings, Zemnis has been in all 3.
Maybe he's a guarantee. It's like, oh no, you gotta go fight Zemnis at some point.
That's what I'm kind of wondering. But if so, then how does the game forcibly lock you out of, at this point, honestly, at least 2 worlds, probably a third? Because that would mean that we would have to get both Way to the Dawns if Zemnis is forced.
Yeah.
That also is 3 checks right there on its own out of the 5. Meaning that Port Royal would actually have to be blocked. Because otherwise that would make it into a point where you wouldn't have to fight Zemnis. So I'm like, game, can you explain to me how that is? Because something does not make sense here. But should be ready.
All right, I'm gonna take stream now. We'll be right back with KH2 Objective Rambo here in a second, folks.